Hello and welcome everyone. This is Giwi Cast and welcome to another video. Today we are going to do the preview of tomorrow's match against Racing Santander in El Sardinero. And I'm not alone. I'm with my friend and teammate Chris. So welcome, Chris.
Hi, Sergio. How are you?
Really good and excited for tomorrow's match because, as we know, Chris, Pepe Mel started with a draw against Villarreal B in La Rosaleda with a very good image of the team in the pitch. We could even win the match. I left the stadium really proud of what I have seen and looking forward to tomorrow's match. So I think that as me, Chris, and as all Malaguistas, you are also excited. No?
I'm also excited and looking forward towards tomorrow's match.
Oh yeah,
Although we have a few problems on the way, but it will be. We will come to that in a minute.
yeah. As we know, tomorrow we face Racing de Santander, a newly promoted team. As we know, the 3 weeks we are going to face the three new promoted teams. Last week Villarreal B, this week Racing de Santander, and next week Andorra. So we have huge tests to advance and jump up in the standings. And I think it's a great opportunity, although we are facing a team that is in a great need of points. He is in the bottom of the table with us with 3 points. And Chris, tomorrow is really important, not only for Malaga, but also for Guillermo and his Racing de Santander, that if they don't win at home with their fans, they could get even in more trouble.
Yes, definitely. I think when the season started, if you ask me who would relegate this season, I would say Racing de Santander because although they are a big historical Spanish club, um, they're just not good enough.
Yeah, we see some limitations in their game, and maybe it's not enough to be at the safe spots at the end of the year. So we will see. The year is really, really long. And as we know, Chris, we are going to visit El Sardinero, a huge stadium and a very big atmosphere. As we know, last year they didn't lose any match at home. The first match they lose was the in the first fixture against Villarreal B in the second division. No, so it's a stadium to be well to get a victory there. It's really really difficult. So it's not going to be an easy match.
Not at all. El Sardinero is one of the most historical Spanish stadiums there is, with a lot of history and a lot of good football in it. So, although they don't have a really good team and probably maybe the worst team of the league, together with Mirandes, it's still going to be very difficult.
Yeah, that's why we love this league because from the number one to the last one, it can be a competitive match. It's not like the first division, no? Everybody has the same opportunity in every match, so we love that, no? Talking about the squad, Chris, we see some familiar and old faces, like for instance, Sekuga Sama, that he has started really well in the
Yes.
Cantabrian team. He has played 4 games and he scored 1 goal. The most important one, the most important goal was in El Molinón 2 fixtures ago that they won really, really a huge victory there, and their only victory at the league.
Yes. 1 goal in 4 matches. I think it's still better than he did at Malaga. So let's hope the Panther isn't back, but it's looked like he's having a better season than last season with Malaga.
Yeah. And what other threats could we see tomorrow? Well, as we all know, one of the main players in the attack is Cedric. He did a really good campaign last year in the third tier of Spain. He was one of the protagonists for that promotion. And we also have some familiar faces from the league, like Jorge Pombo. He's on loan from Cadiz, or for example Jürgen, he played for Ponferradina, and even Arturo Molina, or at the defense Rubén Alves, Satriustegui, or Germán Sánchez, some familiar faces. So we could say, Chris, that they made a team for survive, no, with some players that know the league and know how to play in this division.
Yeah, definitely. Although I think in Segunda you need to have more than a team built to survive,
Oh
because
yeah.
surviving is not enough in Segunda.
Yeah, talking about their injuries and sanctions, we know that Danny Fernandez is out because of a muscle injury, and Medina is one of the main players, Unai Medina, at the midfield. So, well, last week we told that the same about the goalkeeper quiz, and we draw. But it's important that some of the best players of their squad they are out because of injuries or whatever problem.
Yes, definitely. And do you know who we are missing on Malaga side?
Yeah, of course. On Malaga side, we are missing Luis Muñoz, that is still out. He has some complications in his injury. And also Ramallo is also out again. He even hasn't trained yet. But we have good news because Bustinza is back after his sanction because of the red card in Tenerife. And Esteban Burgos is also back. He even trained this week. And the bad news is our newly defense, Musa. He played a terrible match. He was awesome, but unfortunately, he got injured in that game. So we have some centre backs that are back at the squad, but at the same time, we lose others. So, Chris, I don't know what you think about this, but I think it's good news, no? That we have two centre backs back again.
Yes. Although Bustinza didn't play his best match, he's a player of great quality, and he didn't have a great start with Malaga, but I'm sure that he will be one of the key players. And I think on paper he is our best center back. But then also Musa broke his toe last week in the match against Villarreal, and today confirmed with a muscle injury. Chavarria left training,
Chavarria, yeah. I
and
forgot that. Yeah.
will
Yeah,
also be not available against Racing de Santander. Andres Caro is still not ready, but he's on his way of recovery. He's
mhm.
nearly recovered, and the same for Juande. So
Yeah,
Juande and
nearly
Caro will
recovered.
be back soon.
Yeah, we have some injuries, but at least we are recovering some of them. No? So it's a good signal. And talking about the standings, well, Malaga and Racing share the bottom of the table with 4 points, with Leganés two, but both teams are in need of points, and a win does not guarantee to get you out from the relegation positions because Malaga has -7 goals difference. So we need to win by 7-0. That's impossible. But I think that the standings is not so much important in this time of the year, Chris. I think that the most important is what we miss with Gede is continuity in our game, in our style, and to build something and to try to win with that idea.
Definitely. And if you look back at Las Palmas 2 seasons ago, they started off awful, and then in the second half, or they started off well, and then in the second half they gave it all away. And
Mm.
Girona is a good example for it.
Oh
So
yeah, Girona is our motivation this year.
it doesn't really matter at this moment of the season. You don't really have to look at the table, because everything can be shaked up and turned around in a few weeks.
Yeah, but what we look forward is to get some victories, to get more points on our standings, and to be constantly, regularly, playing with Pepe Mel really well. No? So I think that, Chris, that could be all for tomorrow's match. Let's wait to get the 3 points and to be next week in our stadium, everyone cheering to get the 3 points against Andorra. So we will see. Let's wait.
Yes, and thank you for watching. And don't forget to follow, subscribe, and we are nominated for the best content creators award, or yeah, at the FCA's. So if you didn't vote yet, go to our Instagram or our Twitter and
Yeah.
vote for us, and that
Yeah.
would be amazing. Thank you
So
all
don't
for
forget.
watching.
Don't forget to check our social media and help us to get more votes to win that award. We will be very grateful and happy. So thank you, Chris, and see you next week. Bye bye.
See you next week.